trying to film. Do you want to explain to them?
Tired and I want to go to bed.
That's a whole lot of ass. You can't move.
I'm just that good. I'm like an actual god.
Go on, you do the intro. You love doing this bit.
Good evening. I'm fucking tired. My name's Tiff.
Hi, fucking tired.
This is Mark. Say die, Mark.
Die, Mark.
You just wanna die!
Wait.
Welcome back to the shattered web. I have work tomorrow.
So do I.
And it is like 9:30. And I'm being held against my will to make a YouTube video, which is actually just a massive bitch.
Yeah. Why? Why is it a massive bitch? Tell them, Binks. Meow. Okay.
It's a massive bitch because print costume are cunts.
Fuck.
Print costume. A cunt.
I made a mistake.
And the only time they actually listen to us is when we say that we're gonna diss them on the internet. But they didn't listen to this time.
No.
So we're gonna diss them on the internet.
Well.
Are your mum, yeah?
Oh my god. There goes the spike in viewers again for Romantic. No, so we're putting it a nicer way because at the end of the day, the basic suits,
Patterns!
the ones that you don't really have to do much to, like the Raimi symbiote. I don't know how to put overlays in, so I'm probably going to ask Tiff for help for this one, especially the shiny ones.
He's not getting it.
Just a little bit of help. At the weekend, probably, if I'm not done.
I'm upset. And I'm angry. Not just at print costume,
At me, because she's
but at
tired.
Mark. Because I was having a really lovely cuddle with my cat Tara.
What? Your cat?
Our cat Tara.
Our cat?
Yeah, our cat.
Nan's cat. Nan's cat, Tara.
With our cat Tara.
Nan's cat, Tara.
And she was all cuddled up to me. And I said to Mark, just record the video over here. Do you know what he did?
No. I didn't do that. I gave her a stroke and then I went. I got to move. She doesn't like my Legos,
She likes mine.
apparently.
She's kept destroying Mark's.
Yeah.
But my Formula 1 car still stands. It's not really a Formula 1 car. It started off as a Batmobile, but I got bored and Mark gave me free roam.
I gave her a box of Legos.
I'm itching my booby.
But yes, let's get into it. So print costume.
A wank.
They're not wank.
They're
They're just
wank.
disappointing, and that's worse.
And their communication is worse than a toxic
Oh,
relationship.
their communication has been lackluster.
Yeah, that's pretty likely.
Yes, it is putting it lightly.
And they have got an attitude problem in their emails.
Yeah, there does seem to be a recent attitude problem. So, it all stemmed from the TASM 1 and 2 patterns. Yes, they're more complex. Yes, there are also colour fabrics on top of that. But did they make them right when they put them together?
No.
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 Oh, that kind of sounds like we're justifying it. No, basically, let's reword that. So, they advertise that they can do custom things. Without any limitations, there's no bylaws or there's no little asterisk is saying within reason, or they have the right to refuse, or anything like that. They have never once advertised that they can't do anything that's put towards them. They always go, oh yeah, if you've got something custom, send it our way, without any specification on how custom that can be. Thanks, man.
Do you want to laugh? They constantly diss Mark's patterns saying they're wrong, but then they bought one off of him.
Yeah. So they would... It happens mostly with the Tasman ones. I know they don't like to do McLean patterns for starters. They really don't like doing them. So I never got a McLean pattern made, even though I've got a McLean Tasman 1 pattern. But I made my own, because at the end of the day, I want to make a Tasman pattern as well. Like, I want to do my own thing. I want to make my Tasman pattern. Binks, man, can you stop cleaning yourself on a chair?
You've just, like, moved it.
Because I'm saying sorry to him for moving.
Yeah, okay.
But print costume, they don't like hard work, it seems. Or at least for the patterns
They're just
that are
not.
more complex than a simple colour fabric pattern. Go on, buddy. There you go, good boy. So when it comes to the accurate seams, they don't do top Binks, man. The top stitching's horrible. It's always falling apart.
Every suit, I'm sorry, but even the basic suits, every suit we've had from Print Costume, I've had to
Recently.
I have had, no, not even recently.
Oh, recently, yeah. There was only one or two that messed up when I was just doing basic patterns, and that was the symbiote suit because I got it too small.
I've had to resew both of your Ramies several times.
Yeah, but that's because I overdo both my Ramies, and then you're in a wheelchair and you pop the seam in the thumb so you can have more grip on the bloody wheelchair.
It's actually, so I could use my phone, get it right, being intellectual.
So there you go. It's not Print Costume shoddy handwork, it's her ripping apart the suits.
The seam was loose, I just gave it a bit of wiggle room. Wiggle wine!
But the basic suits, overall, they're okay. They're not bad. They do the job, you know. Like, they may not be the best, but you're paying for what you're getting, really.
Print
Okay.
Costume have become the new Amazon. Just with less fast delivery and worse communication.
But I'm gonna cut in some of the screenshots of the messages. So I've sent over my pattern. So the story is, I've sent over my pattern. Ordered a custom suit a while back. It was a Tasman 2 suit, and it came wrong. Granted, my pattern wasn't to the same ability that it is now, and I did want to improve it by the time I got it. A Tasman 1 version 1. But they didn't look at the seam allowances. They completely ignored them. They overlapped them in ways that just made it look a bit scruffy
And cheap.
and cheap. And they put my dick zip in the wrong place. I'm looking at it, it's not even on camera, you know, like they're faffing around with whatever's behind me. But
His penis.
they put the dick zip in the wrong place, which you could probably see if you look carefully on this potato running camera from here, because they did it on this suit as well. And the mask, was it this one the mask was too short? No, the second one. No, the second one was the mask was too short. The first one, the mask was fine, but it just didn't do the job. Oh yeah, and it had the attached soles. And granted, I asked for the attached soles because I wanted to try it, but the attached soles came off almost straight away. Like they hadn't glued it on properly, and you could tell they hadn't glued it on properly because when it came off, you could see the patch job. So it wasn't the best. So I emailed them. They said they sent out a replacement. So they did. They sent out a replacement. It was my Tasman 2 version 2. And the Tasman 2 version 2, which you can also not see, is this one here. They even let me switch out the soles for Kung Fu shoes.
Can we also just quickly state, for Print Costume to look so cheap, do you know how much they charge? They aren't cheap.
No, not anymore.
I mean, compared to RPC Studios, they're cheap.
Compared to even Heroes Time, they're cheap.
Nah.
No, price is cheaper.
If
It's like-
even so,
It's like
you're
on their
paying a
price, it's
good.
$80 for the same suit we can get for $75.
Yes, but altogether, you're paying a good
Mm.
160 odd.
But yeah, so with the second one, they were fine with the seam allowances, but they enlarged one of the pieces of the suit and also cut the mask so it was detached, even though I asked for it this time to be attached because I didn't want to deal with any problems with the mask again. Because I had problems with the mask on my Rainy black suit where they had forgotten to put the zip in, but granted I may have forgotten to ask for the zip in the back of the neck, but still don't know because I can't check my order because it was on a different account. So I've just kind of left it. I don't care. You know, it was an easy fix. We just cut the head off and used balaclava underneath, and hence we got the absolute icon that is T1 in the black suit.
Aye.
Oh god. But yeah, so they did the mask too short on the TASM 2 version 2. And granted, Binks, can you stop chewing on your toenails right on the tripod? It's making the whole thing move. Thanks, buddy. Granted, they did put the dick zip in the right place. And the suit was fine. And Binks has done it again. Hold on. And we're back after Binks is a bit of a cow. Very little slanted. That's better. No, it's not. Okay, right. But yeah, so now you can see the suit. So, granted, the dick zip was in the right place.
Fiddle diddle, riddle diddle. And I'm still fiddling with the door. I lock it, I unlock it, I lock it, I try to unlock it. The key stuck. Fiddle, riddle, diddle, diddle, fiddle, riddle, diddle, diddle. For 3 hours I'm at it, and all the time my brother is not taking any notice of Michael. Fiddle, riddle, diddle, diddle, fiddle, riddle, diddle, diddle, fiddle, riddle, diddle.
Doesn't look right.
Congratulations, Print Costume, you did one thing right.
And the suit looks great. The only thing that could have been improved with this suit, other than where they went wrong with the mask being too short, was where I could have made the texture on the blue parts of the pattern a bit better, which I did on my version 3 of my pattern, which I've put up on my site since, I think, or I'm going to put on my site at some point when I get the time. Hopefully this weekend, if I'm not doing anything. I don't think I am, am I?
Mum's over.
Sunday. Saturday we're not doing anything, like. But yeah, so the suit, the new pattern I will put on my website at some point soon. I keep running out of time and running out of energy to do anything to the site, and it keeps mounting up. I've got loads of patterns to add, and I haven't added them yet. It's just hell. But you know, but yeah, so I asked for this to be redone again because at the end of the day, they had made it in such a way where I had to cannibalise the version 1 to make the mask long enough, but because it was a hodgepodge job, it was never going to stay together. So I said to them, look, guys, the suit is great, just get me a longer mask. And they refused to do that. So I was like, would you rather send a new suit with the mask attached? I was willing to have it with it, you know, detached but longer, like it's absolutely fine. And they just said, I will send out another suit. So I sent out another suit, but then refused to make that pattern because they said it was too complex. They couldn't do it. And I was like, but you've done it near enough perfectly the previous time. There's nothing wrong with it. And they've said, just give us a different pattern, even if it is complex, we're happy to do it. And thus the TASM 1 version 1 was born. Because I made a pattern for TASM 1, sent it off, and they did it no questions asked. And it's brilliant. Like, the review's up on this suit now. Go watch it. It's not getting enough views. Go watch it. It's never getting enough views, but you know, this suit's brilliant. It's got all the accurate seams, all the stuff lines up. It's even got an attached mask like I originally wanted. Like, it was fine. Aside from the fact that it fell apart as soon as I put it on. The fabric that they advertised they print it on isn't the fabric that they were going to print it on. And the crotch zip, they completely ignored my previous request in having it straight, and I wanted it as a U shape, so they ignored it. And I said to them, oh, is there any way to change this? Because, like, if they've got any advice for how I can de-stitch it and re-put it together as well, that's fine. Or if they can send something out is also fine, like some sort of replacement bit of it that I can then sew on or get Tiff to sew on. And they were like, oh, well, we'll do you another free suit. We'll do you a replacement suit. And I was like, okay. So I sent them this pattern again. They refused to do it after then offering to send out the same suit again. So I sent it again and said, no, it's designed and it's been done with photos of me in the suit looking somewhat okay, other than the notable issues of what they had ignored. And the ignorant bits were the fanny zip, because it genuinely, it looks a bit not safe for work on the suit. Looks like front of the fanny. That's what some people have said to me. All the zips are black, like usually they match them with the red and blue of the suit, or at least they have done with every other suit I've encountered, worn and had myself. And yeah, so there was a few bits and bobs that just needed doing on it, and I was happy to do them. But I also said to him, if there is any chance I could have something sent out, then that would be fine. Because at the end of the day, I asked for these little things. They usually do these things. They're happy to do these things because they did it on this one. Because they didn't do it on the previous one. Because the previous one, the colours were wrong. They were like really, really bright blues on the dark blue sections, which is not what they usually do. When they're doing stuff, they usually colour match it. And they do that without you having to ask. Because from what I've had of them, they've been good. And they usually take the initiative, they do the job, you know. I'm not like griping at that. But for some reason, recently,
They have no common sense.
They haven't had much common sense with it, or their quality's dipped. I get they might be getting more customers. I get that their turnaround time's a lot quicker and mistakes can be made. But when it's consistent over and over again, something's got to be said, something's got to be questioned. So I've questioned it because each suit I've had, a new problem has been wrong with it. So I've asked for one replacement suit. The original problem's fixed, but then there's a new one added to it. And I say to them, hold on a minute, this wasn't an issue on the original suit. Why is it a problem on this one? And then it's on the next one. And then let's not even get started on the version 2001, because they sent out a replacement suit for that. And then, yet again, they've done it as a detached mask when I said to them, do it attached to save any issues. Because I made the pattern so it was attached. Where they've made it detached, obviously where it's not sewn together and not made to be apart, it's got this big honking gap between the seams. So I've got like 1.5 inches of my neck showing when I'm in the suit. They also like downscaled the red sections so that the texture wasn't visible, and then upscaled the blue section so none of it lined up, even though I painstakingly spent about 1.5 weeks editing the original pattern to make sure things were right, to make it easier for them, because all I want to do is help them out. Like, all I want, because at the end of the day, they're one of the biggest suit making companies. I want to help them out. I'm a pattern maker. Like, I'd love to see my artwork get made properly so I can then say to them, oh, do you want to use it? Do you want to have it on your site? And then if they order the pattern through the site like they do with other makers, because you have the option, like, you know, with Arachnid Studios and who else is it in there? Web Warriors Workshop, is it, that does that option where you've got to order the pattern through the site, or you have to send the file link for the pattern that you're buying. No, for the suit that you're buying from their company to Print Costume, because that's a way for the pattern companies to make a little bit of commission off of it by ordering, the people ordering through their site, through Print Costume site, and then the pattern maker gets the money for the ordered file. Print Costume then don't have to fork out any of their own money to buy the file, because why would they do that? That would be losing money rather than making money off of the suit, you know? And that would always be a dream, to be on one of those. But I would always want to be on one of those sites that see my patterns up there, people liking the patterns and buying them, and you know, it's a nice way of me making some money as well as them making some money. So I'm always wanting to help out. So when I do my patterns, if there's something wrong with a previous suit and they're willing to send out a replacement, like they have been happy and willing to, I'll make the pattern slightly different based on the issues that they've encountered, based on the issues that I've also encountered, and we'll meet in the middle. And I always try and negotiate a meet in the middle. Things like, oh hi, I've altered the pattern. It is still the same pattern, so I'm not trying to fob you off with a new suit, completely different suit, like, or anything. I just kind of want the suit that I paid for. I've just kind of altered it in a way to make it easier for both of us to be able to figure out how it goes together. You know, like, so there's no confusion, there's no, like, issues there in terms of miscommunications or anything of what's on the pattern. So I've then gotten on the email to them about the version 2, and then they've said no, we don't really want to do that pattern again. And then I've sent them, like I did with the version 2, the same photos of the original one, how it looked all right, except for the fact that certain bits and bobs were ignored. Like the whole one issue gets fixed, another one comes through that wasn't on the previous one. It's like they'll create another issue and then another and then another, but they'll fix. It's like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back almost. Which isn't the same, but that's exactly how they do it. They'll do something right, but for everything they do right, there's a couple more things that go wrong. And it's kind of getting to that point now where someone's going to have to say something. People have been saying something to them directly, but nothing has been done about it. They haven't tried to upscale their work. They haven't tried to bring back that quality that they used to be known for such a well price, you know? So it brings us over to the latest scenario. They've offered to do another suit because they're like, oh my god, yeah, that does look horrible. Like the mask issue, the sizing issue for the actual pattern itself, not the sizing of the suit, because the suit fit near enough perfectly, didn't it? And the top stitching was brilliant because they added wrist zips and it added just enough slack that allowed for ease of movement in the hands without the top stitching popping every time you try and put it on or take it off too hard, you know? It worked out quite nicely. And they even put the zipper in the right place. Like, I was really happy with everything of how they put it together. It was just that mask and then what they had done to the pattern. They'd altered the pattern. So I then sent it over to them again. They were willing to do it. I've sent over this new version of the pattern that downscales the pattern, because I did go from an 8K resolution pattern to a 10K resolution pattern for the version 2. Just so it was like a higher quality one that maybe it'd be easy to do. But maybe that was part of the reason it was shrunk, because maybe they couldn't use the upscaled thing or whatever, and then because of that they altered the pattern. Maybe that was the case. So I've given them the benefit of the doubt and I've gone, okay, this has happened, can we fix it? Both parties have agreed to fix it. Me as the pattern maker, them as the suit maker, we've both agreed to go, let's make sure we're getting what we want here on both sides of things, a happy customer from them and me getting the suit that at the end of the day I originally paid for, like, or equivalent of what I originally paid for, because they refused to make the more basic one out of the two. Like, if anything, I'm getting more of my money's worth with these ones, the TASM 1 suits, rather than the TASM 2 suits, which would have been easier for them to make. But they refused to make this one again. Or at least that pattern again for the time being. So what ended up happening was I sent it over, did the whole thing. They've then not begun work on it because they were on holiday. They said, oh, speak to us at the beginning of November and then you'll probably get your suit by the end of November. It is due, as of recording this, Thursday coming. It is Monday today, or it's still Monday, isn't it? Yeah, so it's Monday today and it's due to come Thursday. But here's the kicker. They sent me all these emails. Oh, we've had to alter the pattern. You what? Oh, because it won't fit the needs. I'm sorry, but I designed the pattern to fit the needs. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to make it easier for those guys. Like print costume, I'm trying to make it easier for you, and you're still altering the pattern because you don't think it's going to fit the needs of the requirements of the suit. And actually, it did, to a certain extent, you know. It was always going to a certain extent, because there are still obviously limitations, and I understand those limitations, and that's absolutely fine. But they then said it wasn't going to fit the needs. So they then said, oh, we'll try and make the suit again. I.e., they stopped working on it and they didn't bother finishing it. Which, that implies that they didn't bother finishing it, well, because it didn't fit the needs. They wanted me to send over a new pattern. So I said, no, it's designed that way. So they tried it again, and they sent me a screenshot of my pattern that they had altered. And I had questioned why they altered it. They said, oh, we had to try and alter it to make it fit the needs a bit better. And I was like, okay, just as long as it still looks to the same quality as it is, I'm still going to hold out until it comes. And then I got a message saying, oh, you're expecting a FedEx delivery on this date, on like Thursday the 12th of December, like. And I know the address of where it's coming from. Like I know the print costume address when it comes up on FedEx. Like it's kind of known here, you know. Like we memorized it because at the end of the day, when a print costume order's coming, we know to be in, because the FedEx guys like to just dump it in the main hallway if we're not in, or leave it on the balcony out front. And we know how air and watertight those Ziploc bags are. Not. So we don't want a stinky, smelly, rain-covered suit, you know. So we make sure we're in. And then the same day I get that email, I get another one saying, oh, would you like a partial refund because the suit that you wanted us to make for you, we're unable to do.
Then what the fuck?
Because it's not going to come as to quality. So exactly, what the fuck is coming in the post if you're sending me an email saying, oh, we haven't done it, or what you're going to get isn't up to standard. So you're sending me an email after, so you've sent this package and then still sent me an email saying you don't have confidence in your own work. If I'm receiving the email to track it, then I'm receiving an email that confirms that you are confident with the product you have made and you are happy and willing and sent it out. But then to receive an email saying, actually, no, you're not really confident with how it is, that's going to leave me on edge for the next 3 days, including today, for when this suit arrives. And then I may not even be in when it arrives because I'm working.
Speaking of which, if I'm here when it arrives, do you want me to open it and send you photos?
No, I'd like to try and open it myself, just to, you know, like to face the music sort of thing. What do you think, though?
I don't understand why we're still endorsing print costume. As, you know, a founder of the Shattered Web, and half the reason this exists, I've always liked to be completely transparent with our sponsors.
That's why we're doing this video.
Whenever I make a sneak review, if I don't like the flavour and it's dog shit, I'll tell you it's dog shit.
No, because she just has different preferences than
Because
what I
I've got different preferences.
Yeah.
He likes Neon Punch. I can't stand Neon Punch.
Yeah,
but
we did
I
it to death.
love the pina colada flavour, and he ain't a massive fan of it. Oh, the grape one's my favourite.
The grape one is
Oh.
great. I need to get the grape one.
I keep telling you to buy the grape one,
I
and
know,
every
but
time it arrives, I'm
was-
disappointed.
It was out of stock the last time I tried to grab
What,
it.
the last 3 times.
Right, I forgot the other 2.
But yeah, I like to be completely transparent with our sponsors. You know, I'm not going to promote something that I don't like, and I've been saying for the past couple of months,
Which is our next point on the video.
I don't want to endorse print costume anymore.
And I can't with good conscience either if what we're going to receive is subpar.
We will hold out and see what we receive.
We will,
but if
and-
this turns out...
And we're not going to say don't go to them. We're not going to say don't order from them, because at the end of the day, you get suits like the Raimi suit. You get suits like the classic symbiote suit. You get the basic suits even my bloody custom Mark II, my custom Mark 1, even my Ditko suit.
They're
they
fine.
all came and they conquered at cons. Brinks, get off the fucking chair.
But
Please,
this is
you're
just-
giving me anxiety.
this is just a case of their quality is dipping.
The
We
more
expect a lot better.
cosplayers are getting ambitious, because it's not just me, it's not just her. We're not just the only people that are giving them these complex patterns or giving them something that's just a little bit more detailed or a bit more up there, either be digital quality or physical quality or the way it's meant to be sewn together. Cosplayers as a whole are getting more ambitious. It is the nature of cosplay to constantly improve. It's the nature of human beings to constantly improve everything we do. If we're doing cosplay, we're going to see something wrong with it. We're going to want to improve on it.
But
Whether we're trying to find a bargain for getting a new thing on it, or we're trying to pay our way and bloody go through hell just to try and make sure it's that little bit better. Look at like my next project, for example. I've not fully announced what it is yet, but most of you know. But I had an opportunity to make it better. What am I doing? I'm making it better.
no, you want ambitious. Look at what I've got cooking.
You don't even know what she's got cooking yet. And it's massive. It's massive, massive.
Just stay tuned, yeah.
Yeah. And that is the nature of us as humans. We're always looking to improve. We're always looking to find something better. And it's definitely something we do as cosplayers. We're always like, oh, I like that. Let's do that. Oh, I don't like how that turned out. Let's not do that again, you know?
But at the end of the day, the communication isn't there, and neither is the quality. And if I can't sit down and have a conversation with something or someone and have them sort out the things that they are doing wrong as the producer, not being funny, it's in any career. If someone came into me and said they don't like the way I've cut their dog, that's on me.
Yeah,
I've got
and
to
then
fix that.
and then you're going to be told to either fix it, or for the next time round, if they come back again, do an even better
it's
job.
a duty of care.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, I have held out for ages on a video like this. I've even moaned across Instagram about this. I've moaned at them specifically through email and sent them my Instagram stories.
Let us just, make sure everyone knows this was a last resort.
This is our last resort.
We have
This
not
is
had
us.
one issue and have gone, let's fucking slate them on YouTube, because that
Yeah,
is
and
not
we're not
the case.
and this here now is not us trying to slate them. This is us stating a scenario, stating how we've tried to fix it, stating how they haven't tried to fix it, or have tried to fix it and in turn caused a different problem in the process. At the end of the day, they haven't necessarily been worth being slated off completely.
But they have
There is
not...
just so much room for improvement that it is a simple solution of making sure who you've got employed if there's multiple people making the suits. Or even if you're making the suits, limit the amount of custom commissions you're going to take and then work more on those limited ones at a time. Even if it means you're raising the prices a little bit, because you're basically raising the prices for better quality suits. Look at Heroes Time, who we're considering going to. Even with them, they've had issues recently. But what do they strive for?
Communication.
Their communication is wicked. I ordered a shirt of a suit from Print Costume. I ordered it. I know what pattern I put on there. The Google Drive link matched. I double, triple, and quadruple check because I do it every time, because I know what it can be like. Technology is mad and it can mess up, and you can sometimes end with the wrong thing. I've managed to notice it and change it quickly when
And
that has
not only
happened.
that,
But
not only that, but in the description of the email, it had the colours, it had the way it
Yeah.
should be sewn and everything.
It had everything in
So
there.
even if there was the wrong thing was sent via Google link,
They would
you
have
would
emailed.
look at it
They
and
would
go,
have
hang
emailed
on a
us and
minute,
gone,
there's
"Hang on,
no
this
blue
doesn't
on
match."
this suit.
Yeah. So I sent it off. I received the wrong thing, and it wasn't even for me. But that ain't even the point. This is us bigging up Heroes Time now. I'm basically saying their communication was next level. I ordered a suit. Was it halfway through September?
Beginning of October.
End of September, beginning of October sort of time, and it was just a shirt.
But we needed it before the 20th.
Because it was for a family member, and they were doing renewal vows, and it was cosplay themed. And it came out brilliantly. I got it within 2 weeks. They gave me constant updates when I emailed, and it wasn't constant as in me emailing constantly. I emailed maybe twice in the 2 weeks that it took before I got a delivery notice. And they had like a checklist and what they had ticked off digitally of their progress of how it was going. And they even said, oh, we know it's going to get there in time. We just want to make sure this, and this, and how. It's that they explained to us fully what's going on, what will happen, and how quickly it will be here. And their communication is great. The quality of the suit, or the shirt of the suit, was amazing when I had it in hand. And for the guy that ended up wearing it on the day, he loved it.
He looked incredible.
He looked incredible. And I'd never seen that man so chuffed with an outfit in his life. It was brilliant. He had a beaming smile on his face the whole day. Because A, he had a good day and a good renewal of ours. B, he looked good doing it. And C, he got to hang out with everyone whilst looking good and whilst being with the woman he loves.
And D, he definitely got the best night ever that night.
He had a really, really, really good day, and we are partially to help for it. And Heroes Time are partially to help for it, because at the end of the day,
They saved our arse.
they saved our asses after Print Costume mucked us up. And it wasn't me that even paid for the original suit that went to Print Costume. That was him. He just sent me the money over so I could send it over, because I know what I'm doing with the company. But because it went wrong, out of my own pocket, I basically reimbursed it and then bought the suit from Heroes Time for the same price, if not cheaper. Because they even went, oh, it's just a shirt, we'll give you a discount. And then the rest of it went on some of the greebles and little accessories for the outfit, didn't it? So, Heroes Time were bloody brilliant. And it's as simple as just taking the effort and just writing a longer email. Instead of going, oh, it's ready soon. It'll be out with you soon. Soon's not a day. Soon's not a deadline. Especially if people do ask for deadlines all the time. Does Print Costume hit those deadlines?
Never.
I've never once heard of anyone hitting that deadlines unless they have ordered the suit 6 months in advance. Or they've ordered a suit basic and it's come within 2 weeks. Like, enough is enough now. And I get patterns that can be complex. But you've just got to acquaint for that. If it means spending more time on the suit and upping the price, even by like a tenner. A tenner is a tenner.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, but a tenner is a tenner when it comes to a suit. When you've already spent that much on a suit anyway, and you get that extra, you're paying an extra tenner for more time to be spent on it and to be better quality.
What about the time that they started making the wrong suit and then charged you for the wasted fabric?
Yeah, they did that too. They charged me for changing the suit because the suit was the wrong one.
And then,
But that was a miscommunication on both
Funny enough,
parts.
wait. Funny enough, then when we ordered the shirt, it was the pattern that they'd begun making, but then were told not to be made.
Mm.
I reckon they just cut it in half, sewed it up, and sent you the shirt.
Mm. But we don't know because I can't log in. And I've tried to change my password, but I never get a reply back from their automated thing saying, oh, your password reset code is here. I even checked my spam. So it could have been a whole Google Drive link issue, but it also could have been their issue. But we'll never know because their company can't send out the reset code for a profile. So how am I supposed to own it if it's my mistake? And how are they supposed to own it if theirs? They wouldn't own it. And chances are, if they're not sending out this link because they know something's wrong with a certain order, what are we to know that they're not letting us into the account because they know something's wrong with it? I'm not saying they have, I'm not saying they haven't, but what are we to know, you know? Like, Print Costume have become really, really unprofessional in the sense of what they're doing. It's like all of a sudden they've gone back to being newbies, back when they were Zentai Zone, and
Print Costume was Zentai
Print
Zone?
Costume were Zentai Zone, yeah. Back when they were Zentai Zone, everyone had issues. Because everyone was still looking for a new cheap and easy way to get a good quality suit. So all the cosplayers had
I
the
thought
same...
Heroes Time was Zentai Zone.
Nah. But all the cosplayers that cosplay Spy were always having issues with their suit. Why? Because Zentai Zone was a smaller company.
Isn't that why they rebranded then?
Yeah, they rebranded because they were growing. Because cosplayers were like, hold on a minute, let's go to this site. And Zentai Zone was known for things other than cosplay to begin with. And they started venturing into the cosplay side because it was a growing market. And now that it's big enough, they turned it into printcostume.com. And Zentai Zone still exists as a website, but it is primarily for that sort of stuff again. And print costume is for the cosplayers.
What sort of stuff? Go on.
Leotards, gimp suits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least it was. I haven't checked the Zentai Zone website since I go to print costume. I go to Heroes Time. Fuck's sake, one day I want to go to RPC Studios, not that I could ever afford it, because fuck me. Their prices are mental. And I get why, because their quality is usually, because I have heard some complaints about some of their replica suits recently, not being as accurate even though they claim them to be or whatnot. That's not for me to say, because RPC I've never had one. If they want to sponsor me though, I won't say no. Please, if RPC Studios see this.
Us, darling.
Us? Me? Me? No? Both of us? Both of us. Please don't kill me in my sleep.
You're already dead.
Yeah. But, you know, it's not my place to put my 2 pence worth in RPC's current things. It's not even my 2 pence worth, like, my 2 pence worth ain't even, like, worth it for Heroes Time. Because at the end of the day, other people have had complaints, other people have had it fine. And I suppose if you've got a suit that's basic, even people with print costume, if you've not ventured anything out more complex than a colour fabric two colour basic Spidey suit with the red sections and the blue sections, that's it, then I suppose you're not going to have any complaints. You know, like I don't knock it. You know, I don't knock that they do produce good work still, and they still produce good quality work. However, if you can't, in your ability, do stuff that people are wanting that are more complex, a bit more technical, and made into a lot more pieces, then put that in your website. That's fine. Just do that. Put it in your website and be like, we won't do these patterns, we won't do these patterns, and we won't do patterns that have got loads of separated pieces. Because I'd understand why it takes a bloody while to make a suit and send it out anyway. It's about a 2-3 week turnaround on a basic suit. These are about 6 to 8 weeks because of how long they are. So I'd understand if they put a note saying, oh, we can't do that. Nice. We can't do this because of this, and this reasons, and our turnaround just doesn't allow for it. Because that is a professional way of approaching it. That's like, for example, someone approaching me with a pattern that is, I don't know.
Someone like bring a Rottweiler into the shop and ask me to do a teddy bear cut on it.
Yeah. That's like someone taking a pattern for me and going, make it as live action as possible whilst being a 2D pattern.
And that's like someone asking for a pattern and then expecting the suit itself.
Yeah. Or like, it's just, if you feel like you're being asked too much of, you can say no to a project. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying advertise that you will say no to these things instead of not.
Cut here a second. We're going to want to think about wrapping this up. We're at 31 minutes and I don't want you fucking your phone back storage because you've got to export this as well.
Yeah, no, I know, that's fine. I've got stuff I'm deleting anyway. I've deleted all the previous videos.
But yeah, you might want to.
But yeah, it's going to be wrapped up very soon anyway. But yeah, so I'd understand if it was complex and they needed more time to do it, or they had an extra option that was a premium custom suit service. If they had a basic custom suit service like they do, that'll be where you get your white fabric, even your colour fabric basic 2-colour suits. But if you want something like mine with accurate seams, an extra tenner, an extra 20 on a premium custom print and sewing service on your website.
With a longer turnaround.
With a longer turnaround, a higher price, more options if you want more options. Saturate that market and allow yourself for that time instead of forcing all that work on yourself. And then limiting it as well and having to the certain disclaimers in there of we won't do this, we won't do that. Because everyone knows that print costume kick up a stink when a McLean pattern gets brought into the mix. If it's a Tasman 1 or 2 McLean pattern, they lose their minds. They don't want to do it. They do like 1 or 2 a month. Like they accept 1 or 2 a month of those orders, and then you won't get it for like another 6 weeks to 8 weeks, like, because it's a McLean pattern, you know. But the worst part is, even then, they refuse to do a McLean pattern. But this is more complex. I've had people look at mine, look at McLean and go, nah man, you're nuts. Why are you getting them to do that? Because there are too many parts on it. How is it going to stay together? Guess what? Bloody has. Why? Because they didn't alter that pattern. They just put things in the wrong places. It was a simple mistake. I could have fixed it. I even said I can fix it if you send me bits to fix it with, like an extra zip. Like literally just a loose extra zip. Like, or a bag of loose extra zips that are all in the right colours so I can change them. The only thing they could, yeah, she can change them. The only thing that they couldn't change was the fabric they printed it on. And I was for a pink that's like more of a fuchsia pink, a coral red, you know, something a bit more fuchsia-y. They sent me white fabric that they dyed pink, or they had shoved in a washing machine with 1 red sock. You know, when you put whitewash in it. You know what? Paddington, when he accidentally puts that sock in the washing machine in the prison, is ordered a uniform to pink.
Tasman 2 when he washed the American flag.
Yeah. Or Spider-Man 2 when he's in the laundrette and he's... yeah? And it's like that.
That's a canon event, by the way.
Yeah. It has happened to some of my white clothes before. There's a reason why I wash my suits with some laundry detergent, some softener, with a big stick and a full warm bath. Do it by hand, churning it. Yeah, just churning it, for fuck's sake. But yeah, conclusion of all of this video is,
You suck.
please, print costume, at the moment, yes, you do suck a little bit. Sort your shit out. If you can't do these things, tell us. If we're being told you can't do these things before the order's made, or you're putting some sort of option in the website telling us the certain things you can't do, that give and take is there. There's no roadblock in the communication. There's no, oh, I've sent this pattern off, and then you're emailing us saying, oh, we won't do this pattern. Have something else instead.
And they'll never give you a full refund either.
No, they won't give you a full refund. When they told us that when I got the FedEx thing and then the partial refund, they also then said, oh, we never do full refunds, because I asked for one on one of the previous suits that went wrong. Because when they refused to do that, they originally weren't going to try and do me a new suit. They weren't going to give me a refund either. They were just like, you got to live with it. And I was like, but you made it wrong. Like, the mask's too short. I'll show you. It's falling apart, you know? Because we've had to hodgepodge sew it together. It's too short. Because I asked for it attached, because I was venturing in to try and do attached masks with movie accurate suits, because obviously they use CGI to take the mask on and off, and then have the practical prop as a separate piece. Because when you're rolling around con with that seamless look, it looks like you're in the film, you know?
Execute order 66.
I was waiting for her to do that.
Rise, Lord Vader.
But like,
Hi, Phil.
all you need to do to fix these issues that customers, including us, are having at the moment, print costume, is have that extra option in your app, on your website, sorry. Premium custom suit service, where it's a bit more complex, where you allow yourself the more time to do it, and you tell people you've got more time to do it.
Don't be racist, I am a building.
And you can even make money off of that custom premium service. You can add extra options, premium options, that may not exist on the regular service. Like accurate seams. Like top stitching. You could make top stitching a premium service, because it's harder to do with the type of fabric that it is. Anyone who's had a top stitched suit from Print Costume knows that it can be more difficult when it's being done. Shit happens. But shit can happen way too often, like diarrhea, like the juice is loose. The juice is very loose right now, It's a pile of shit. Please, for my sanity, for customer sanity, and her sanity because she's fucking half asleep and she's tired. Please. We don't want to stop endorsing Print Costume because at the end of the day it's cheaper than all other companies. She does at the moment. I don't because it's cheaper than all other companies. I don't want to stop endorsing the company because at the end of the day the basic suits are quite good. The basic colour fabric suits are quite good. And I love this fucking version 1 of this suit. Even with its issues, I've just learned to ignore them while I've been waiting for this whole replacement issue to be solved. Because
What the saddest part is we had
I
so
like
many
this suit.
plans.
We had so many plans for this suit, and now it's all up in the air because we don't know how it's going to be when it turns up.
Is it bad that I'm actually excited to laugh at this suit?
And again, I'm not. I'm again not excited because one of the things that got me hooked on being a cosplayer, especially with ordering my suit online, especially if it was a custom one or it's something that I've helped design or design myself in terms of a pattern, I became hooked on the feeling of, that day that FedEx guy just pops the suit package through the post or knocks on the door and you grab the suit and like, oh my god, my suit, There is no better feeling than opening that suit up and you've got something that is yours, either it be unique or a replica of a movie.
See, I wouldn't know that. I've never had that feeling.
Oh, you will. I'm going to Heroes Time for one of her Christmas presents. I can't say what it is because...
My custom suit was a hand-me-down that I punkified.
Yeah. And I can't say what her new suit that I will be ordering from her will be because it, at the moment, could be anything. That being because I haven't done the pattern yet, which is the next thing I'm going to do. Like, I've actually taken one of my commission slots because I'm offering 20 commission slots now and only offering 19 slots because her one is taking a priority. I need it in there so that I can send it off and get it to her. She knows it may not arrive before Christmas because Print Costume turnaround rates are crap, But she also knows if I go to Print Costume and if it's a basic 2-colour colour fabric suit with not many intricate top stitching parts, if any on top stitching parts like this, then it'll be fine. But if I go to Heroes Time, the turnaround may still be a little bit crap and it may not get it for Christmas still, but quality will be better. So I'll probably go to Heroes Time for it, just to be safe. But yeah.
We've lost our trust.
The trust is not there. I am dreading opening that suit. Will it have its shoes still built in? Will it have the zips in all the right places? Like the zips in the ankles, the wrists, the U-shaped zipper? Will it have the neck zipper on the side like I've been asking for since the first suit? Because I wanted it in that one. Like, I wanted it in that one even though it's not accurate to the film because at the end of the day I didn't want it honking in front of me. I wanted it off to the side because then I can just kind of still munch food instead of putting my... To be fair, it is quite handy putting my food and my phone and stuff in the shell, just like a bowl. But then it weighs down the suit, you get these weird stretch lines, or it pops the seams around the neck because it's weighed downwards forward. If it's that way, it's leaning on your shoulder. Some of the weight is being taken by your shoulder with the mask. It's less of an issue. And I've wanted that since the very first TASM 2 suit, and they haven't done it. They haven't done it not once. There's all been neck zippers. Or they've been detached masks that are too short. So will the new suit have that? I don't know. Will they shrink the detailing on the suit again? Don't know. Will the colour fabric even work? Because it's red this time round. I've not gone with the pink because I'm tired of it fading and having that white stretch like it's an Amazon suit, Because once you go to a coloured suit, there's not really much going back from a coloured suit because you kind of fall in love with the quality that you get from it. When you're in the suit, it doesn't do the stretch lines. It doesn't do the bright coloured stretch lines or the bright white stretch lines because it doesn't look like it's fraying every left, right and centre when you rub against something because it's a coloured fabric suit. The red sections are printed on red, the blue is printed on blue. If it's a different colour, it's a different colour obviously, but if it's Spider-Man, red and blue. The stretching it's going to look movie quality because movie suits are coloured fabric, you know? I don't know what it's going to come with, and there'll probably be another part of this video recorded on the day of the initial unboxing review of the suit, because once this posts, there's not going to be much going back when it comes to our views on print costume. They're going to be out there now. And depending, it all rides on this suit. And I know for a fact it's not going to be to the quality that they originally promised way back when I ordered the original suit. 3 replacements later, now on the 4th, and they're still saying, if not now saying barefaced through an email, we're not confident with our own work. They're not confident with their own work anymore because they can't keep up with how complex things are getting. Now, I'm not the only one with a complex suit pattern. There are people out there with more complex suits than me, even with mine being one of the most complex designs out there. At least with movie ones. If not the most complex movie design. Aside from probably the Iron Spider suit, because where it's a CGI suit, it's pretty hard to make in real life. But I've seen people do it with spandex and 3D printed parts, making the MCU Iron Spider suit, and it looks brilliant. But yeah, she's falling asleep.
No, I'm blinking.
She's falling asleep. I'm boring her to death, and it's getting late, and she's got work early in the morning. I've got work at 6 in the evening, which means I've got to leave 3 in the afternoon, which means I can kind of sleep all morning. I can't really. It's got shit I need to do, like feeding 7 cats and doing designs because I've got commissions to finish, because I had a crash on the PC today whilst trying to finish off someone's commission that I promised would get done today, and it's so I've got to try and finish that throughout the week. The guy said it's fine, thankfully. You know, like,
Where did you go?
I've got stuff I need to do. So, please, I end this on, please, print costume, find a way of sorting out the communication issue. And if it isn't a communication issue, and you don't feel there is one, please, please, please look into how you're making your suits. Know your limits, tell us your limits, and we know not to order these things. We know not to ask for a suit that's outside of your area of comfortability. What? What? You seeing a spooky ghost again? I think she's zoned out because she's tired. So I'll leave it there while she's confused. I'll let her do the send-off because this is like her favourite bit of every video. I'll say Patreon's in the link below. Our Instagrams are in the link below, including the pattern site. Until we do the review of this 2001 suit print costume, the link and the discount code will still be below, because we're still not going to stop you from getting your discount. We're not going to tell you not to go to them if your suit isn't as complex as some of the ones that I've got. You can put your faith in them if you want. Our faith is, her faith is completely gone in them. I'm still holding out hope that maybe, just maybe, they'll get the suit right finally. I don't have to moan anymore. So the discount code is below. Use the code TheShatteredWeb15 at checkout, 15% off. It's a bargain for a cheap suit. Patreon link below. You get to see early access stuff, working stuff. Not that kind of stuff. I'm usually just topless. There's no wanking stuff in there. Her Instagram, TikTok's on there. I think we've got 2 accounts.
Is that everything?
Sneak Energy. Storefront link will be down there, if I remember. Which is bad because I should remember, because I'm part of the affiliate
waffling
program.
again.
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to remember everything, guys, in the description.
Can't they just use their common sense and look?
They will use their common sense and look. Also, patrons will be in the list as well.
You said that first.
No, Patreon, yes. Patrons, as in the people that make this possible, or help make it possible, they'll be in there too. So go on, say your thing.
Bye.
That was a bit anticlimactic. Go on, say your thing.
Later, sailor.
No, that's not it. Go on.
Bye.
No,
Have a lovely day.
that's not it either. Do the thing, the catchphrase at the end. That's not it. That's really... It's not it. Ah.
Like and subscribe, bitches.
Yeah, finally! What she said. Like and subscribe, bitches.
Thanks.
Oh.
Oops.
Now I say goodbye properly. After a traumatized cat.